Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Raeann, but you can call me Ray. Today's video, we get another palette video. We are going to do swatches and a first impression on the Alien Cosmetics, one of their newest palettes. This is the Fairy Frolic palette. So this is the outside of the palette. And this palette retails for $25. Comes with a little mirror, and this is the stunning inside of this palette. I love this color story. Like, I don't think I have another palette that quite looks like this, and I just love this color story so much. I love all of the greens in this palette. The shimmers look so amazing. Like, I literally, as I'm looking at this, I just keep staring at this shimmer right here and this one right here. I'm just like, so this is one of their newest palettes. They did come out with two other ones, I believe. I don't know if it was all at the same time or what it was, but there is the Stellar Sunsets palette, which is actually a palette that I was looking at getting as well. And then the other one is the Sunbathe and Soft Serve palette. I wasn't super interested in picking this one up. It has a mixture of like brown tones and a lot of like pops of blue. It does look really pretty, but if I were to get another one on top of this one, it would have been the Stellar Sunsets palette. So if I like this palette, then I might end up getting the Sunsets palette because that color story also looks super intriguing to me. So let's go ahead and get into the swatches. And one thing to note, there aren't any shade names on the inside, so I'm just gonna start in the same order I normally would start, so from left to right. Then we'll start with first row, second row, third row. And there are 9 shades in this. Okay, yeah, 100% needing to use these two colors together in my look somehow, but let's see. So everything's swatched out pretty nicely. Like, everything looks really good so far. I love this color story right here. Like, this is actually magical. I love all of these colors. I can't wait to use it. So yeah, everything's swatched out pretty nice. I'm trying to get it to focus a little bit better. Okay, so I think that's fairly in focus now. But yeah, everything looks super good. Even the mattes came out pretty good for mattes. But these shimmers look amazing. I literally can't stop staring at these last 2 shades. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off of my arm. Like, look at that shade though. Yeah, I'm definitely using that shade for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and start the look and then I will be back. I'm back. This is the look that we have going on here. I don't think I've ever done a color combination like this before. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. I think I love it, but I feel like I'll really know when I have lashes on. I'll be like, yes, I love it, you know? And this little wing out part is a little crazy. Go ahead and get into this look. The one thing that I already noticed pretty fast was I did get a bunch of fallout from the shimmer shades that I used, so I don't know if that was something you were able to see while I was applying that, or I'm like acting like you guys have already seen me apply this, so you know, if you guys see fallout from those shades, I am aware of it. I know that they are, you know, they're pretty I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is, but there is a decent amount of fallout with the shimmer shades. So I'm gonna start with this shade right here, and then that's gonna be the inner part of my eye. I'll go to about in here, and then for the outer portion of my eye where I'm gonna wing it out a little bit more is gonna be this really pretty like emerald green color. Fun fact, this is actually gonna be one of my wedding colors. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. far the furthest I'm gonna take this shade. Okay, so from that color we're gonna go into this really pretty green color. And then I am gonna give this kind of a winged out shape. This is like my newest obsession, by the way, is doing this shape of eyeshadow and then also kind of doing multiple colors in the crease. I'm loving this right now. Like, I feel like that's kind of my go-to right now. Okay, so that's a decent shape we got going on there. Okay, so I feel like that's pretty good. I am gonna go ahead and kind of blend out with this shade right here. This shade is also really pigmented from what I experienced doing the other eye, so you want to kind of take a little bit lighter handed because it's really easy to cover the other shades with this. I went a little too heavy handed and didn't dust enough off of my brush, so I actually, when I did the other side, I was kind of covering up the other colors, causing them to look a little muddy. So I just gotta be a little more careful and more light-handed. See, like, it kind of goes into that and kind of tries to cover up the other shadow, which we don't want. And then just making sure that this follows the same shape as the wing. And again, if you do get this palette and you do try this look, you may need to just go back over into your darker shades, because I'm losing a tiny bit of impact when I'm trying to blend it out with this shade. I don't know if it's just because it's super pigmented or what it is, but it's just something that I noticed. Not anything that I feel like is a deal breaker, but it's just something to be aware of. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and kind of freshen everything up a little bit and also cut out my crease. Then I will show you guys what we do for the shimmer part. So I'm back. Let's go ahead and get into the shimmers. So we're gonna use this shade and then go into a little bit of this shade here. Honestly, I think I need to add a little bit more of that green shade to the outer portion of my eye. So I'm just gonna go ahead and doing this because I'm not bringing the shimmer out as far as I normally do. I was gonna add one of the other shimmers, but when I added that in there, I just didn't really like the way that it was looking, so I decided just to kind of not take the shimmer all the way out to the outer portion of my eye and just keep it with the two shimmers. Okay, so yes, this shade, amazing. So I'm just gonna pat that down. Like, this just looks like, it looks like gold. Like, it's just like, I don't even know how else to describe it, but this just looks beautiful. It just literally looks like melted gold. Like, to that other shimmer shade. Okay, so for the under eye, super simple. Just gonna take that kind of mustardy yellow, it's like a honey mustard color. I'm just taking that underneath. Just super simple for the under eye. I might deepen it up with one of the other colors. I haven't decided yet. I think I might. And And then I'm gonna do the inner corner, that super pretty green shade. So just so you guys know, with all of my shimmers, when I apply them, I always use a glitter primer regardless. So I am gonna take a little bit of glitter primer for the inner corner because that's where we really want to make sure that pops. So I like to do that. Basically, I even do it if I know the shimmer doesn't really need it because it always ends up adding a little extra magic. So, okay, and then we're going to use this shade for the inner corner, and literally the best inner corner highlight brush in the whole entire world, this Luxie brush. I literally never want to use anything else other than this brush for my inner corner. Yeah, I might deepen up the look a little bit. I'm still a little undecided if I actually like this color combo or not. Like, I don't think it looks bad, but like, I don't know. I think, like, I guess I do. Okay, I like it, but I definitely need some lashes and like an inner, like a nice waterline color, and I think we'll be good. I'm just not sure. Maybe I would have liked it more if I switched the green on the inner part and then had the more burgundy color on the outside, or I guess it's more of a maroon, which I kept going back and forth between the two. I wasn't sure what one I actually wanted it in the beginning, and then, or in the beginning of my eye and then towards the end. So that was kind of a toss-up, but yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, put some lashes on, we'll talk about the palette a little bit, and yeah, I'll be back soon. Okay, so this is the finished look. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the palette. I'm gonna keep this sweet and short, I think. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have watched my video on the quads from Alien Cosmetics, but if you did, then you would know that I wasn't like the biggest fan of them. Like, I don't know, I had a hard time saying I didn't like them, but I didn't necessarily like them. Like, they were okay, but I was really struggling because I really wanted to like them. It was my first time ever trying them, and I wanted to love those quads, and I just, you know, it is what it is. I wasn't super happy about the quality of them. They felt like something that I was going to be able to work with, but I just remember not really, you know, really liking them. I was hesitant to purchase from them again, especially a new palette, because I did hear people say that they really liked their previous palettes. I wasn't sure if the formulas were going to be the same or not, and it was like, do I want to try this palette? Is it going to be like the quads? And I haven't used the quads since I filmed that video, so, you know, I'm actually really happy with this palette so far. I feel like the shadows just worked really well. It was really easy to blend the matte shades out. It was really easy to build them up. I don't really have any complaints with any of the shadows as of right now. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the bases that I used, and if I could go back to the quads and with the same like technique I used this time, because I probably did a different base. This time I used my NYX Proof It eyeshadow primer, and then I did set it beforehand, so I don't know if, yeah, I don't know if they're the same formula, if this is a different formula and that's why I like it, or what it is, but so far I'm really enjoying this palette. Like I said, the mattes were easy to work with, easy to build up. I did feel like that shade in the middle wasn't quite as dark as what I was thinking it would be. Like, this shade definitely didn't seem as dark as what I was thinking. Like, this kind of came out how I think this would've, how I thought this was gonna come out, if that makes sense. So, you know, but I mean, it still was a nice shade. It still is dark enough to be able to deepen up the looks you use using this palette without actually having to reach for another palette necessarily. So that's always nice too, but I did think it was gonna be a little bit deeper than it actually ended up being. Yeah, I don't know, so far I'm really enjoying this palette. I'm actually really excited, and I love this color story. Look at This is so gorgeous. Like, I really can't wait to keep playing with this palette, see what else I can do with it. The shimmers in this, they were phenomenal. Like, I am really excited over the shimmers in this palette. I almost feel like some of them, like these two are a different formula than these three maybe. At least that's what it kind of feels like. But this one especially, like, it was literally like liquid gold. Like, hold on. Look at that. Like, it's beautiful, okay? It's perfection. The shimmers were gorgeous in this palette, especially this gold shade. Like, yes, I know, it's a gold shade, whatever, but like, it might be my favorite gold shade I own. Like, it really might be. So, anyways, so far, really into this palette. I'm just pleasantly surprised. Like, I'm not fully speechless, but I'm just really glad that I did buy this palette and that I decided to give them a second chance, because those quads were, you know, we don't need to talk about those anymore. That wasn't the best, like, first impression, and I was definitely hesitant to buy their new products because I wasn't sure if it was how I was gonna like them, basically. And yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm really glad I bought this palette. I'm very, very interested in buying the other palette, whatever it was called, something sunset. Yeah, I kind of actually really want that palette right now, and I think they might have a sale, so I might be buying that palette as well, because yeah, I don't know, I think it's calling me. I have no idea if I'm gonna buy it, but if it's anything like this one, then I think I will buy it. So yeah, so far really into this palette. I can't wait to do more looks with it. Not sure if I'll film with it more. If I do any more looks with this palette, I will definitely put that on my Instagram. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of leave it there, kind of short and sweet, sort of. But I'll see you all next time. If you aren't already subscribed to me, please do that, especially if you love indie makeup just as much as I do, because I love indie makeup and especially eyeshadow palettes. So if you like those two things, please subscribe to me. Let's be friends. Yeah, I don't know, I'm so awkward. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.